Your fears are nothing to be feared of. Your fear is not a bad thing. It's actually a very important thing that is demonized. And as much as it seems like its purpose is to stop us from getting where we want, as much as fear seems to be the thing that stops us from getting the things that we desire in life, in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can use your fear to your advantage to propel you forwards. Hi, Marvel here. I'm a manifestation coach, and I'm committed to helping you release your limiting beliefs and blocks that have been holding you back from getting what you truly desire, so that you can finally step into your true power and nature and make things happen in your life like you want, and realize that the power is truly within yourself. Shift into your desired reality at will, so that you can finally be in full control of your reality. And if you'd like to work with me one-on-one, be sure to go down in the link in the description and apply to work with me, and I can book you on a free call to discover if we're a great fit to work together. Now buckle up, because this video is gonna change your life. It's gonna change your entire perspective of how you look at fear. Fear is really one thing that we hear of over and over again, like it's a really bad thing. Like you may think of it like this. When you're feeling fearful of something, you start thinking, oh my gosh, I'm not supposed to be feeling fear. Oh my gosh, fear is a bad feeling. I'm not supposed to be feeding my energy on that. Let me try and think of something else. Let me try and ignore that. Let me try and stop feeling all this fear. But guess what? That's not actually how it should be. There's a reason fear is there in your body, in your system. There's a reason fear is still there when trying to do something. Now let me give you the tip. Fear is something that can really guide us towards getting something that we desire in life. Fear in our lives is the tool that can guide us. Think of it this way. The fear you feel around something, especially something that's going to change your life, especially something that you know is really important. When you feel that fear around that something, it's like an indication from life, from the universe, that is the exact way you should be going. For example, this made me think, when you actually have this big thing you'd like to do and start feeling fearful, that fear is there to make you take a particular action. And you can decide to take a particular action such that you're feeling fearful and you're feeling like you have to retract back from what you're doing. You're feeling like, I'm not worthy of doing this thing. And then it's trying to convince you not to do the thing. And then you end up making the choice of not doing the thing. Or then, how you can use it to your own advantage is when you feel the fear, you feel like it's your ego telling you, you're not ready to do this thing. Are you sure you really want to do this thing? When you feel that fear, take that as an indication that that is the exact way you should be going. Because look at it this way. When you actually feel that fear and look at how your life would go if you would act on that fear on a particular way. For example, if you decide not to do that particular thing you're thinking of because of the fear you feel, look at yourself in the future or 6 months down the line. Ask yourself, where would I be if I will decide to retract back because of feeling that fear? You realize that probably your life would still be the same. You'll be going down a rabbit hole. And then you think of it this way. If instead you decide to act on that fear, you decide that the choice you're going to make is, despite of seeing this fear, you're going to do that thing and go this way and look 6 months down the line where it's going to take you. You find that when you actually do the thing against that fear, against where that fear is trying to keep you to stay back, trying to keep you in your lane, which is not really your lane because that's fake. And the true nature is really you overcoming that situation and actually moving forward. When you look at 6 months down the line and you see that the choice that you took actually made you propel forwards your life, that's an indication that the fact that you feel that fear, it's like telling you, it's like your system being shocked, like, what if this thing actually happens? What if this thing actually works? What if big life changes actually come from me doing this thing? So it's like I came up with a way you can use that fear to guide you to do the thing that you're feeling that fear around, to guide you in what you should do. When you have a decision to do something big, to make a commitment to do something, and you know it's going to take you somewhere big, it's going to take you towards your life purpose, and it's going to bring really great results for you, and then you start feeling this fear like, oh my gosh, normally one would just stay there and retract and be like, oh, maybe I'm not ready, maybe I'll do it next time, maybe I'll just wait for the universe to tell me the right time. Absolutely not. Fear and resistance is all here to serve you. Because on the other side of that fear, you're going to find that that is where your growth is, your abundance is. The thing that you desire, the transformation, it's all on the other side of fear. So you're going to see that fear and you're going to be like, because your ego is trying to tell you, oh, maybe you're not worthy, you're not ready. Go ahead and say, no, not today, Satan. Not today, Satan. And decide and act. And you get to do it like this. You're going to take a look at that fear and be like, I feel these certain feelings towards around this thing, and it might actually turn out to be a really good thing for me. So when you actually feel that fear, that's the time to take that action. When you feel that fear, that's the time to actually go that way with your life. That's like the indication that you're on the right path of what you're looking into doing. And when you decide to be courageous enough and go forward, you begin to build inspiration and you keep going forward, and this thing propels you to exactly where you needed to be, and you find the big transformation and the big results that was awaiting for you, the transformation that you really deserve, for you to get to experience the growth and abundance that you're really meant for. And what is courage? Do you know what courage is? Courage is when you get to feel the fear and you do the thing anyway. Being courageous is feeling the fear and doing the thing anyway. If you want to be a confident person and you're feeling fearful of going in front of people, of going in front of many people and speaking or standing up in public, courage will be to go ahead and stand up and speak for yourself despite the fact of you feeling that fear. Because if you decide to see that fear and retract from it, you're going to stay in the same situation and you're going to be waking up each and every day and you're still in the same situation. But if you decide to take that fear as a guidance to you from the universe to actually go towards that thing, you're going to find out that few moments down the line, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. You finally get that transformation you've been looking for. This is in the same way that someone says something and it triggers you. For example, someone says something about your business or something that you're working on and it triggers you. It makes you feel bad. You're supposed to come back and ask yourself, why did this thing trigger me? Why am I feeling this way? Because it's like the universe telling you there's some part of you need to work on that thinks that this thing you're being told that triggered you is actually true. So it's like the universe telling you there's something you need to work on inside of yourself. It's like shadow work. Things that trigger you, let the triggers be your guides. Like we've been taught so much to only look at the light, that the light is the only thing that is the good thing. And then we get to hide our darknesses. We get to be ashamed, we become embarrassed. It gets us to go down this rabbit hole where you're trying to be perfect. And you shouldn't be perfect. No one even wants you to be perfect. You realize that it's only yourself that is expecting yourself to be perfect. Because there's probably a time in your life or in your childhood you were made to feel like you're not worthy. So you're trying to be perfect to try and prove that you're worthy enough. So when something triggers you, it gets to show you what you need to work on in your life, what you need to work on inside of yourself. Those dark parts get to show you, what do I think of myself? What do I think about this part of myself? And it actually gets to drive you towards the light, show you that there's even more light. It's like the darkness and the light try and work together for the good of you, for the entire good of you. Because if something doesn't trigger you and you have an issue with it, tell me, how the heck are you supposed to know if you're okay with that thing or if you have a problem in that area if something wouldn't trigger you at all? You'd actually come and see that the triggers are actually showing you what you really need to work on, what you really need to open your eyes onto. Just like as above, so below, as within, so without. Such that this image that usually we've been taught that it's either something is good or bad. And you find that drives us to try and show only the good parts of us and try and hide the bad parts. And you're like, oh, this thing is bad about me and I should hide it. And then you try and just show the light parts and you try and become perfect, but you shouldn't even be perfect. When you decide to open your eyes to the dark parts and see what it's showing you, you're actually going to be able to find out more about yourself and to work more on yourself. Like this image right here, what it actually means, it doesn't mean that there's a dark side and then there's a light part, there's a light side. What it actually shows you, the white part actually means do no harm, and the dark part means accept no harm, such that you get to protect other people from the do no harm part and you get to protect yourself from the accept no harm part. It doesn't mean that only do good and don't do bad things. That makes us give these labels towards things, that something is bad and something is good, and it puts so much pressure on us as the human race. So when you actually look at it from the point of do no harm and accept no harm, do no harm such that you don't do to anyone anything that you wouldn't want to be done to you, and accept no harm such that you will protect yourself and you won't accept any harm from another person. It all comes as one. Everything is all one to protect you, just as we are all one as a collective in the whole universe. Same way you can use your fears and your darknesses to bring them to light to help you achieve more good or come to the light or discover more about yourself is using transmuting. And transmuting is actually where you get to transform negative energy into positive energy. For example, if someone doesn't believe in you and you can see that they literally do not think you're capable of doing something specific. And you know within yourself that you're capable of doing this thing. Transmuting comes by. Let's say someone is giving you so much hate for being your authentic self or for following your purpose in life. When you're transmuting, you're able to take that energy and you're able to let it guide you and able to transform that negative energy into positive energy, and it becomes your drive towards taking you to that place that you're desiring to go, towards helping you to take action and do that thing that you know you're meant to do. It's like harnessing the energy of the people who don't believe in you, harnessing that energy and turning it into drive to actually get to do that thing that you want to do. Such that the best revenge is success. Like, you don't think I can do it? Watch me. And then it becomes like your drive and you get to do this thing. You get to actually achieve it even easier because you have so much energy you are given from some place. There was so much energy that was put towards you of people who don't think you can do it, or someone who's looking at you and they're just giving you some bad vibes and energy. You get to take that energy because guess who's winning? They gave you that energy, and you're the one who has some extra energy to use for your own advantage. You take that energy, you transform it, you look at it. Does this thing really define me? Is this thing really true? If it's not, you're actually going to find that most of the times, this thing that you're hearing, this negative thing, even if it's from yourself, because your ego is always trying to negotiate with you to turn around or to back out of something that is going to change your life. So when you hear that, you actually see that, oh, so you're trying to make me go backwards, which is also like the ego of other people who are giving you negativity. You're like, this is the place that you'll actually get to see that your ego is not a bad thing. It's going to guide you. Because if it's trying to turn you around, it's trying so hard to tell you, no, you're not worthy of doing this. No, don't do it. We're going to fall. We're going to fail. You're going to be able to see that, oh, I see. You're trying to get me to turn around. Then that is my cue to actually go forward. That is my cue to actually do this thing. And you're going to find out that when you actually do this thing, you get that transformation and big results. You've always been awaiting, you've always been wanting that abundance, you've always been desiring. All that transformation that you know you're really worthy of. You get there and you're like, wait, if I didn't get so much negative energy, or if the ego didn't try and make me turn around and not do this thing, if I reacted from that and decided to retract back, I'd still be in the same place I was yesterday. But since I was able to take that and transmute it into positive energy to drive me towards where I always wanted to be, now I am here and I have been able to finally do this thing. Now I'm here. You know, many times in your life you'll actually realize that this happens in so many ways around your life, where someone tells you you can do something and then you end up taking that to be your drive and you end up doing that thing. You actually find out that you have so much power from that and it really propels you to go forward. And one thing I also struggled with, I also had to work on, and something I also have to remind myself each and every day is that whenever I'm feeling fear or whenever I go through something and I feel like, I should have done better, I shouldn't be feeling this, why am I feeling this? Oh, feelings create reality. Why am I feeling this? Oh my gosh, I don't want to give my energy to this. I don't want to give in to the fear. Most of the time I find out that I'm beating myself up for having that fear, as if thinking that the fear is the bad thing to feel, because your feelings create your reality. So like I think that the fear is a bad thing. When you feel it, it's gonna make you in turn have this reality that you don't wanna have. And it's something that so many of us struggle with. But when you actually realize that the triggers and the fear can be your guide, you let them be your guides to show you where you actually have something you need to work on inside yourself. Because one thing you get to not do is to ignore those feelings or to ignore those fears, to ignore those triggers. It's like fears are coming, triggers are coming, negative feelings are coming. And then you're like, you guys just, you're trying to put them in the back, in the boot of the car. You're trying to put them in the back seat so that you can't see them. And then you find out that they come later on to just sabotage the entire thing. So instead of going through all that and doing all that and suffering from having suppressed all those things that should have been your guides, you actually take them and you decide to actually look at them, which is shadow work. You look at this thing, if you're feeling unworthy of something particular, you actually look at it and ask yourself, is this thing entirely true? You find out that most of the time that thing is not true. Actually, like all the time, that thing is actually not true. And the true thing is that you are worthy. And you find out the times in your life that you're made to feel like you're unworthy. You're made to feel like you have to prove yourself in order to get love or in order to feel worthy. Able to take that and you're able to reinforce different beliefs inside your system, able to reinforce different beliefs to your subconscious mind. And in turn, this becomes your reality. That you feel worthy, you're feeling courageous, you're feeling like you're worthy of love. No matter what you do, you're worthy of love. It forms a new story. You become a new person. You shift into a new reality entirely. And it keeps showing up in your life because this is the actual true thing. So guess what? Your shadows, your fears, your negative beliefs, your negative feelings, they actually guided you towards where you are right now. And you can finally get to see the light, more of the light that is within yourself. So don't be afraid of the fears. Now comment down below the things you've been telling yourself about yourself that are not true. And if you've gotten value from this video, if you resonate with any of the things that I've said, be sure to like this video because I know you enjoyed it. And be sure to click the link in the description and I also pin it down in the comments if you're ready to make things happen in your life like you desire and be in control of your reality so that you can release the limiting beliefs and blocks that are holding you back, because you're going to get to work with me one-on-one and you're going to get the support that you need, which is powerful for you to finally step into your true power in nature and shift to your desired reality at will. And I can say this with absolute certainty that if you do this, you'll be getting the things that you desire with so much ease. Now, thank you so much for watching this video till the end, and make sure to subscribe so you can join the lovely family and realize how powerful you are. Let's take back our power. Now, I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to be kind to yourself because you are amazing and you are worthy of love. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.